everyone, today I want to talk about how we can build our own psychological world, which is similar to the one that Sunny Jones described in her TED Talk, and how I personally deal with stress and adversity. So what really stood out to me in Sunny's TED Talk is that she had zero control over her external situations because she was stuck in the jail cell, she was separated from her family, and she was facing the death penalty. But instead of letting that circumstance define her and just kind of giving in to the hopelessness, she created an inner world that was filled with hope, a lot of prayer and meditation, and this shift in perspective gave her a lot of strength and freedom even when everything on the outside was really harsh and unfair for her. And for me, creating my own psychological world looks a little bit different, but the idea is still the same. I focus on controlling my response when I can't control the situation. So I build my inner world by stepping back, giving myself time to relax, and then building that safe mental space where I can really think clearly. And that could be something like me taking a break to just do something that I enjoy, reminding myself of the bigger picture, things like that. So like Sunny, I try to fill that inner space with just hope rather than hopelessness. When I'm under stress, like schoolwork, I typically do try to step into that psychological world, and once I'm in the clear headspace, I'll go back and tackle the problem. This helps me avoid reacting out of frustration, and it's more of a thoughtful approach. And one of the details I use for managing difficult emotions is to make a detailed plan. So I really like to break things down step by step so everything's planned out and there's no more stress about the uncertainty of the things that I will have to do, and I just know everything, and then I can just kind of check it off, and then that's much easier for me to process. So a challenge that really comes to mind for me is just dealing with academic pressure. School can be stressful, especially when there's multiple deadlines piling up, but what helps me persevere is keeping my future in mind. I remind myself that the stress is temporary and that the effort that I'm putting in now is really going to pay off in the future. So finally, the practices that help me maintain focus and clarity are just creating plans, using mindfulness strategies like deep breathing, giving myself mental breaks, and then keeping my future in mind. So in my own way, I do build a psychological world like Sunny that isn't controlled by stress or negativity, but it's filled with more hope and perseverance. So just like Sunny transformed her prison cell into a sanctuary, I try to transform stressful moments into hopeful moments. So, thank you.